Let's bring this down from big federal cases and toxic stress science to something very concrete. Imagine a non-custodial parent is suddenly cut off from all contact with their children for 2 weeks. A lot of people shrug and say, "It's just 2 weeks. That's not a big deal." But when you look at what courts and pediatric experts say about separation and toxic stress, that attitude doesn't hold up. In Jacinto Castigan de Nolasco, a federal court looked at a mother who had been separated from her children. The judge described every additional day of separation as causing serious and potentially permanent harm. Not just the first day. Not after some magic cutoff. Every day. Because what matters is not the calendar, it's the child's experience. Fear, confusion, uncertainty, and the absence of a loving parent who is supposed to be their anchor. Now think about a child whose non-custodial parent suddenly disappears from their world for 2 weeks. From the child's perspective, they don't know why that parent isn't there. They may wonder, did I do something wrong? They may think, does dad still love me? Does mom still care? And if someone is feeding them negative messages, he didn't show up, she doesn't bother to call, that confusion is loaded with shame and fear. 2 weeks is an eternity in a child's emotional life, especially when it is unexpected, unexplained, or wrapped in adult conflict. Pediatric experts told the court that highly stressful experiences, like family separation, become toxic stress when they are intense, when the child feels unsafe and powerless, and when they lack consistent access to the parent who helps them feel secure. The brain doesn't check a legal calendar. It responds to how scared, confused, and alone the child feels. Now layer parental alienation on top of that. If the custodial parent blocks phone calls for 2 weeks, refuses video chats, forgets to tell the child the other parent tried to reach out, or says, they're not calling because they don't care, that 2-week blackout is not a neutral break. It becomes part of a narrative. Your other parent is gone, doesn't love you, and you are alone with me. That is how alienation turns a scheduling issue into a psychological wound, and the harm is cumulative. Just as the court in Jacinto Castigan recognized that every extra day of unnecessary separation added to the irreparable harm. In a family case, even only 14 days, when weaponized, with no contact, no reassurance, no honest explanation, puts the child into exactly the kind of prolonged stress state that can become toxic. A child's mind doesn't say, don't worry, this is just a temporary deviation from the placement order. What they feel is, my parent vanished. Nobody is making this okay. I'm not safe. So when a non-custodial parent has no contact at all for 2 weeks, no calls, no texts, no video chats, no visits in a context of conflict, court orders, and obstruction, that is not a trivial scheduling glitch. It is a small-scale version of forced family separation. We cannot ask only, how long was it? We must ask, what did that feel like to the child? Was it truly necessary, or was it used as a tool to control, punish, or erase the other parent? If it is the latter, then even a short period of separation is exactly the kind of harm courts and pediatric experts are warning us about. It is not just a calendar issue. It is a child development issue, a mental health issue, and a family integrity issue. And this psychological child abuse is something our courts, our professionals, and our society can no longer afford to ignore.